Welcome to the Root Cause Revolution podcast with functional and integrative nurse nutritionist and energy medicine practitioner, Audrey Christie.
Hey friends, welcome to episode 273 of the Root Cause Revolution podcast. It is another Energy Medicine Monday episode. And today we're talking about 4 questions that can absolutely revolutionize your life. If this is your first time listening, welcome. I am Audrey. I am a root cause clinician helping you to stop masking symptoms and start healing for good. So if you're tired of Band-Aids and ready to rebalance your body for the very last time, you are in the right place. Before we get started, I want to talk to you for just a minute about an amazing skincare company called Blissoma. Blissoma sources their ingredients from around the globe and brings you the best herbal, real food ingredients skincare made right here in the USA. This skincare company has won 15 awards since its inception. They are absolutely amazing. You can even get an online holistic skin consultation to figure out exactly what products you need. Their products are full of supportive compounds like phytosterols, fatty acids, all these herbs that hydrate without feeling healthy. It has become my favorite part of my self-care routine. Definitely check them out. I have the link below in the show notes, and they have given the listeners of the Root Cause Revolution podcast a generous 30% off of all travel and trial sizes so that you can try and fall in love with Blissoma skincare products. Let's dive into today's episode. 4 questions that can change your life. This actually comes from Byron Katie, and Byron Katie is an OG in this space. The book that she talks about this in is called Loving What Is, 4 Questions That Can Change Your Life. If you have the old version, she recently updated it in 2020, and I highly recommend that you get the new version. And no, this isn't a paid promotion for this, but these questions are absolutely life-changing, and they bring about a new energy into the exact moment, right? Byron's theory is that reality is always good in whatever form it appears. And this can be in, from anything from your irritation at someone, your partner not doing the dishes, or your kids not cleaning their room, or, a failed relationship, all the way up to serious trauma, right? Here are the 4 questions. Number 1, is it true? Number 2, can I absolutely know it's true? Number 3, how do I react, or what happens when I believe that thought? And number 4, who would I be without that thought? And these questions seem really really easy on the surface, but they can be applied to anything. And it's the start of a technique that Byron calls the turnaround, which is trying on an opposite belief or an opposite thought pattern. And it's not burying the truth. It actually helps you to extract a deeper truth. Using these 4 little questions helps you to become aware of the beliefs that cause us pain, and notice what is actually just a belief that can be changed and what is actually something that needs to be dealt with. And asking the questions can be really helpful in like a journaling situation, but people tend to find the most benefit from these questions by putting them in action, really synthesizing them into your life. One of my favorite quotes is that self-realization is the sweetest thing. It shows us we are fully responsible for ourselves, and that's where we find our freedom. Rather than being other-realized, you can become self-realized. Instead of looking to others for your fulfillment, you can find it in yourself. You may be wondering, what in the heck does that have to do with energy medicine or even your naturopathic practice? And what it has to do with is that so many times what we are finding for people, and I seem to be finding it a lot more lately, is that stress is a primary root cause of what's going on. Stress, either real or perceived, and really all stress is perceived, right? Because what's stressful for me isn't stressful for you, and what's stressful for you isn't stressful for your neighbor, and all of those things, right? There are things that that categorically causes stress, but there are things that happen, micro traumas, macro traumas, little irritations throughout the day, the gossip mill and the rumor mill and, catty people and all the things, right? And by taking what you are feeling or seeing or saying or experiencing as thoughts in your head and running them through that filter, those 4 questions. Is it true? Can I absolutely know that it's true? How do I react when I believe that thought? And who would I be without that thought? It's absolutely revolutionary in your life, in your life. I mean, just all over. So take, for example, you are invited to go to dinner and you're like, ooh, I don't want to go because Samantha doesn't like me, right? How do you know that Samantha doesn't like you? Did Samantha tell you that she didn't like you? Or is this some added stress that you're piling on because you get a sense that Samantha doesn't like you? So is it true? Maybe Samantha doesn't like you. Can you absolutely know that it's true? Probably not, unless Samantha has definitely put her finger in your face and said, you know what, I just don't like you, right? How do you react when you believe that thought? Well, you don't go see the rest of your friends. You don't go out to dinner. You stay at home and be a hermit. You're full of anxiety. And then number 4, who would I be without that thought? Well, what happens if you let that go? If you can let that thought go? Well, then you get to go to dinner with your friends. Maybe you and Samantha end up being great friends, right? You can kind of see the pattern. That's kind of a surface level application of it. But what if it's something deeper that you can unlock and uncover? What is really behind the thought, right? It can be absolutely the most freeing thing in the world. So if you haven't read the book, Loving What Is, 4 Questions That Can Change Your Life, I suggest just grabbing it, reading it. It's a fast read, and start trying to do the work. You would be shocked at the number of health issues that resolve when you just address something like your stress patterns, how you deal with everyday occurrences and everyday thoughts that cloud your mind. Hopefully you'll give this a try. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to see you in the Women's Wellness Circle. Maybe we'll even do a book club on this. Know that I am always rooting for you, friends, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Root Cause Revolution podcast. Be sure and subscribe on your favorite podcast provider. Ratings and reviews are always appreciated.